Perfect. Hey guys, welcome to the show. मार्केट की बात चिंतन के साथ आज हम पैटसन एग्रो को आपके सामने लेकर आ रहे हैं. द कंपनी इज ब्रिंगिंग देयर एसएमई आईपीओ. हम उनके प्रमोटर से बात करेंगे, उनसे समझेंगे उनके बिजनेस के बारे में. तो प्लीज before we start, I just want to tell you that guys, we are this is an educational platform. I'm not SEBI registered, neither my other host Nikesh ji. We want you to ask questions to the company. आप अपने हिसाब से आप उनसे पूछिए, अपने हिसाब से परखिए और फिर डिसाइड कीजिए आपको अप्लाई करना है कि नहीं करना है इस कंपनी में. Whatever you hear, we have requested management not to issue anything which is not mentioned in the RHP, and जो RHP में लिखा है हम उस पे ही रिस्ट्रिक्ट करेंगे अपने डिस्कशन को. तो without further ado, let's go and meet our guest today. So Aayush ji, Pulkit ji, welcome to the channel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chintan.
थोड़ा सा सर आप दोनों के बारे में जानना चाहेंगे. थोड़ा सा वेयर आर यू फ्रॉम, आपने कैसे ये बिजनेस की शुरुआत की, आप एक दूसरे के साथ हाउ डू यू शेयर द रिस्पांसिबिलिटी इन द बिजनेस, आप दोनों क्या किस तरह से कौन से एस्पेक्ट को संभालते हैं बिजनेस में, थोड़ा सा अगर उसके बारे में बताएं.
So,
Sure.
Hi guys, I am Pulkit Jain. So I would like to start that as you asked how we started this company and what role we both play in the company. So I would like to start. Me and Aayush, we know each other from last 35 years, and we have done our schooling together. We were in university together, and after university, he was in the business, and I was in my family business. And we wanted to also do something together, and then there was an opportunity which came up for the cashew processing in India. So that is how and where me and Aayush joined hands, and we formed company Pajson Agro India Limited in 2021. And Aayush, if you can tell what do you do in the company, what do you look after?
Hi. So between me and Pulkit, so I look after the complete processing, operations and sales part based out of Delhi and Andhra Pradesh, and Pulkit looks after the raw cashew nut procurement from various African origins. Yeah.
Okay. And what is the story behind the name? What does Pajson mean?
So the Pajson was derived. My father had these early in the days. So like my all family members, like all the males, the name starts from P, and we are Jains. So that is how it came PJS, and from PJS we wanted to form a company. So that is how I formed it, Pajson, Pajson.
Pulkit ji, I think we lost your voice a little bit in the end. I don't know, maybe because of network issue.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So that is how Pajson, it was like Pajson.
Okay. Perfect. So can we start with the presentation, Aayush bhai? I'll just bring
Sure.
that slide. Hopefully you're able to see that and you'll be able to move the slides.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Aayush Jain, and I would like to present to you about our company, Pajson Agro. So Pajson Agro is engaged primarily in processing raw cashew nuts into finished cashew kernels for both domestic and international market. We offer a complete range of cashew grades catering to wholesalers, institutional buyers, retailers, food processors, and consumers. We also market our cashew kernels under our B2C brand called Royal Mewa. We sell cashew byproducts such as cashew shells and cashew husks for various industrial uses. We source our raw cashew nuts directly from several major African origins like Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Guinea-Bissau, Ghana, Conakry, which gives us access to scale, quality, and reliability in procurement. We have a state-of-the-art, fully automated processing facility in Visakhapatnam. Our vision is to become a leading integrated player in the Indian and global cashew industry.
आयुष भाई थोड़े से सवाल पूछने हैं अगर हर एक स्लाइड पे अगर थोड़ा सा हमें आप इफ यू अलाउ अस सो देयर इज ऑलरेडी वन क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस स्लाइड इट्स अबाउट अवर रॉ मटेरियल प्रोक्योरमेंट हम कहाँ से करते हैं निखिल भाई ने ये सवाल पूछा है और मुझे भी ये पूछना था कि अफ्रीकन कंट्री से हमारा कितना प्रोक्योरमेंट होता है कितने परसेंटेज का रफली
Go ahead.
95% of our procurement is done from African countries, and 5% is done from India. So in 95%, there are various African origins African countries where we are buying from, which I mentioned, like Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, Togo, like that.
और सर थोड़ा सा अगर हम थोड़ा सा इसमें डीप में जाना चाहते हैं तो किस तरह से डू वी हैव एन ऑफिस ओवर देयर हु डज द प्रोक्योरमेंट हम किस तरह से सोर्स करते हैं
So we have a set of suppliers over there locally which we have identified. I have been into the business for 13 years now. So in these 13 years, there are a lot of suppliers which have been identified in Africa local jurisdictions. So that is giving us an edge, and that is how using that network we are able to buy from multiple companies and multiple sources in African countries.
Okay. And sir, how much is there a minimum order, minimum container load that we have to give, like 2 containers or 3 containers to our suppliers? How does the payment work over here? Do we have to give, in advance the entire shipment? Do we pay after it arrives? थोड़ा सा डिटेल में जाते हैं सर तो अगर
so there are a lot of different ways you can buy cashews, and it all depends where and at what value chain you are buying at. So everything requires how much deep pockets you have for that. So seeing our cash flows, and also so we are not buying on advance basis or anything, because for that you need a lot of cash flow. So we have to manage our cash flows properly. So hence we are buying. We maintain our buying, and we get some credit from our suppliers. So this is how we have chosen wisely.
And is there a minimum quantity that you need to import whenever you put an order there?
It's a container. If you buy a less than a container, then it is a high cost. But definitely, still one container also, is high cost. If you rather bring more containers in one deal, it reduces your cost. So we make sure that we are buying larger lots.
Okay, perfect, sir. Yeah, Nikesh,
yeah. So this, cashew that we import from African market, it's being sold to India, and then or it's some part is being exported to outside.
So once the raw material is imported, so everything is being processed at our processing facility in Visakhapatnam. And after we are processing and we have the finished goods, so majority of our sales is domestic. And lately, we have been trying some exports market as well.
पुलकित जी जो हम रॉ मटेरियल प्रोक्योर कर रहे हैं कैश्यूज में दिस आर मतलब how do we ensure the moisture content into those the raw material, because I'm assuming these are shelled, मतलब these are with the shell cashews, yeah, we are not importing de-shelled cashews, right? अगर वहां पे मॉइस्चर कंटेंट ज्यादा रहेगा, कंटेनर आने में अपने को 15-20 दिन लगते हैं, 1 महीना लग जाता है, तो फंगस आ सकती है, मोल्ड आ सकती है, लॉट ऑफ अदर how do we guarantee that हमारा माल जो आ रहा है बाहर से वो अच्छी क्वालिटी का रहेगा?
तो आपने बहुत सही क्वेश्चन इसमें पूछा. The cashew is a very sensitive commodity since the minute it is harvested from the tree. तो इसको बहुत ही तरीके से, प्यार से और मॉइस्चर को कंट्रोल इमीडिएटली करना पड़ता है टू सो दैट द क्वालिटी ऑफ द कर्नल रिमेन्स इंटैक्ट. So ये जो है best way to do it and how we do it is to select the suppliers in a way and set a good SOPs with those suppliers and make sure कि जब procurement हो रही है and during the season the company people are also on ground and visiting those suppliers regularly to check कि हाँ कि जो moisture हम लोगों ने agree किया है और जो moisture and SOPs हम लोगों ने set करे हैं for the procurement, so those are being taken care of. So that is how we can ensure that our procurement is in the right way, because that is the base of our entire processing.
Thank you. Yeah, we can go ahead.
Okay. So next, to give you a little snapshot about our company, it was incorporated in the year 2021. Our September 25 revenue stood at 118 crores with a PAT of 14.19 crores. We have a team strength of 469 people. Our current processing capacity is 18,000 metric tons. We have a pan-India presence with 71 distributors across key states.
So, आयुष जी, एक सवाल यहाँ पर ये है कि हमारा जो मॉडल है, is it distributor led model? Most of the sale happens through the distributor to our key accounts or Bikaner wala and some other let's say manufacturer of various confectionery items or sweets, etc., or even ice cream makers, for an example. Yeah. So, or do we also have some other let's say modern retail chains भी हैं हमारे, क्विक कॉमर्स में भी? हमें थोड़ा सा अगर सेल्स के बारे में बात कर सके हम यहाँ पे.
Sure. So Chintan ji, we are B2B. Our B2B is really strong. So these distributors that we have are different kinds of people, ranging from wholesalers to traders and also to large institutions such as Reliance and all, more retail. So these guys, they generally buy from us in bulk. And then they further process it, which is generally packing it in small packaging or value additions at their end, and that is how the process happens. Our B2C brand Royal Mewa, which we recently started last year, with that brand we are available online. We are doing consumer packs, 200 grams and 250 grams, and we are available online. Plus, also we are trying to set up a distribution model and trying to understand where which market suits our product.
Okay. And you mentioned, so we are providing them let's say without adding any flavor into the cashews. Jaise, so there is a possibility that we can also do that in the future to increase our margins into the game. Are you thinking something like that?
Definitely, value-added products is on the charts. We are just under the development phase, and in future we will definitely come up with them.
Okay. We can go ahead, sir.
So, some major events in our journey. In 2021, we incorporated the company in Delhi. In the same year, as a strategic move, we acquired a running cashew processing unit in Andhra Pradesh from Pajson Agro India. This gave us large modern operational base from day one. In 2023, in 2023, we upgraded major machinery, including Vietnamese shelling lines and AI-enabled optical color sorters, which significantly improved our operational efficiency and holds kernel recovery. In 2024, we launched our consumer brand Royal Mewa, expanding our presence from purely B2B to B2C. In 2025, we converted into a public company and acquired 7.73 lakh square feet of land in Vijayanagaram, Andhra Pradesh, for our second processing facility, which will be a major scale up for us.
So एक मेरा ये सवाल था कि जैसे अर्ली स्टेज में how, like, what were the funding challenges or execution challenges you faced and how you mitigated? So because it's a capex heavy business, so how was the funding was sourced?
So So in our first year of operations, when we did this acquisition from Olam Agro India Limited, so we invested into the capex and we bought the plant, and then it was about the working capital requirements and the operational efficiencies which we needed to bring in. So if we talk about the working capital requirements, so we had some funds, and then we got some credit from our suppliers. So that is how initially, we started funding and the requirement for our raw material. And then the first year, as you know, we when we took over the plant, so we not only bought the assets, we also took over with the entire team. From the operators to the managers to the laborers and all. So that helped us having revenues and operational efficiencies from day one itself.
Any operational challenges you faced and how you solved it in
Yes.
the beginning?
So the biggest operational challenge was a cultural change from for the 350 people that were there. They were used to a certain type of culture, and we came from a different kind of culture. So that setting up of culture took initial about 6 to 8 months, I would say. Then the technology that these guys were using was old technology. We were facing too many challenges with that, so we were finding ways to sort of mitigate those risks and find our middle ground. But eventually, when it did not happen and we were not able to, so finally we decided to change our technology. So these two were the major operational challenges that we faced in the initial years.
Okay. Sir, मुझे ये यहाँ पे question है, sir. You both are based in Delhi, right? Our production is in Andhra Pradesh. Why is that?
So as I mentioned, it was a strategic move that we got a opportunity to acquire this plant. Secondly, a cashew processing facility has to be close to the port. Where because most of the material that is coming in is coming by sea, and only we get 24-25% of finished product. Rest is all byproduct. So it makes a lot of sense to have the processing facility closer to the port. So that is why Visakhapatnam.
Okay, all right. And Olam again, is a very big company, right? One of the world's leading agro company. Why did they sell this particular plant? I mean, what was the trigger point for them to sell something?
So actually, they had built a larger plant about 200 kilometers from there, which was 3 times the capacity of this plant, and they wanted to consolidate over there.
Okay, all right. And so again, so we installed new machines in 2023. So why didn't we
Yes.
do that earlier, sir? When and how did this help? Yeah, how much operational efficiency gain did we get by replacing some of those shelling and color sorter machines? If you can help us understand.
Yeah.
So
So as
when we acquired the plant, so we knew that the machineries which they have set up, they have been running these machineries for last 10-12 years, and there is a lot of new machines in the market already. So from day one, we knew that we need to invest back into the machines to get the better efficiencies. When you are in the initial years, to answer your question, we started the plant in end of 2021. And so 1 year it took us to stabilize the entire plant with the current setup of 350 people and with the revenues, from day one. So from day one, we had to manage all the things together because the production was at full scale, the sales had to be at full scale. So that first year, we were stabilizing, and as we stabilized, then we took an immediate call to invest back into the plant. So that is how we did it. And how much difference it gave, Ayush, if you can give us the highlight of exact the differences which we got.
So actually, there were 2-3 large benefits that we got out of it. One was the whole kernel recovery, which improved dramatically, I would rather say, from 53% to 73 or 72%. Then a lot of contamination was happening. That it saved a lot of contamination of kernels, so we were getting higher grade kernels. Plus, it removed a lot of manual intervention from the process, so that brought our cost down. So this change definitely impacted us in a big way, and it changed the course for us.
So
I
आयुष
have
भाई, अगर हम अपने आप को हमारे कंपटीशन से अगर कंपेयर करना चाहते हैं इन एफिशिएंसी के हिसाब से, तो हमारा एफिशिएंसी लेवल क्या रहेगा आफ्टर लेट्स से 2023 वंस वी हैड द न्यू मशीन, कितने let's say out of 100% raw material that we put into the machine, हमारा कितना एफिशिएंसी आ रहा है, और हमारे कंपटीशन का कितना रहेगा रफली?
So I will explain. So in this competition is still very staggered. So the companies still in the industry are of various types. So there are still many companies in the industry who are operating very traditionally. So their efficiencies are very different and their margins are very different. And there are some companies who are operating semi-mechanized plants, so their efficiency and all again are very different. If we compare to the companies like us at Park, who have the same technology in place. So there are very few companies like that because this is the latest technology which has come into the place, and lately companies are investing into technology. So if we talk about our peers with the same technology and all, then so we would say that we are almost at par with those companies. So the main thing over here is like technology. You need to invest heavy into capex and the scalability. If a company say he has invested into a latest mechanized technology also, but he's still operating at a lower scale, then also we are very different from those companies because it impacts our cost directly with them.
और सर जो हमारा करंटली हमने जो 2025 में लिखा है, तो हमारा ये कितना कैपेसिटी रहेगा मेट्रिक टन के हिसाब से?
So our annual capacities currently in the current plant is 18,000 metric tons, and out of that, in this fiscal year, we would be consuming about 85% of it.
So this is for FY26. Our
FY20
FY25 capacity was
12,000 metric tons.
and we utilized about 55%.
Okay. Or sir, who are the bigger competition who has a much higher capacity than us in this particular area, जो आपके ज़हन में है कि ये हमें इनको बीट करना है आगे चल के?
So to give you a context, so right now, if we talk about companies in listed space, so there is a company who has now set up a plant of about a capacity of 50,000 tons per annum, and then there are a few companies who are privately held, so they are operating at about 35,000 tons per annum. And as we set up our new processing facility, our capacity would be about 55,000 tons. So we would be amongst the top in India in terms of our production capacities.
Sorry, which was the listed one that you mentioned जो अपने से बड़ी है?
Alia Commodities.
Alia, okay.
सो मेरा क्वेश्चन ये रॉ मटेरियल को प्रोक्योरमेंट के ऊपर था कि जैसे अभी जो रॉ मटेरियल्स है इफ आई सो वो सारा अफ्रीका से आ रहा है. हाउ अबाउट कि लाइक बिकॉज वियतनाम इज आल्सो प्रोड्यूस द कैशू नट्स राइट, वहाँ पे प्रोडक्शन अच्छा है. सो हाउ अबाउट लाइक ईस्टर्न कंट्रीज, वहाँ उनका कैशू नट प्रोसेसिंग इंडिया में नहीं हो रहा है? क्योंकि I also gone through like the other listed company, and so that also procure raw material from the Africa, so why not we procure raw material from South Asian countries? Why? Because our their processing cost is smaller, or what? I wanted to understand that.
No, so I will explain you. So the dynamics of cashew industry. So the cashew production is only limited to few countries in the world. So when we say few countries in the world, so one is West Africa, so some parts of East Africa, India, and then Vietnam and Cambodia. So these are the countries the cashew production is limited to. So now in the global market, so you asked why India is not buying from countries like Vietnam and Cambodia. So how it happens is so Vietnam is itself a manufacturing hub. for cashew processing, and it exports cashew to the Western markets like US, Europe, China, Middle East. So out of the total global market, India itself is a 35 to 40% consumption of cashews happens in India, and rest is the rest of the world. So India, that is why. So now India is only producing about 35% of its cashew consumption. So it has to import the remaining. So now Vietnam and Cambodia are not the option because Vietnam, it all goes to Vietnam over there. So we are remain with the West Africa and the East African crops.
And raw material, we also procure raw material from Indian farmers.
We have started developing that, and we are progressing well in that. And in the coming years, we would increase that number.
And can you also tell the locations where the how high production happen, cashew producing areas in India? Are they near to Visakhapatnam?
So yes, Maharashtra is number one. Andhra is number two. So Visakhapatnam is. So yeah, it is strategically located as well.
Okay.
And so Cambodia also produces a large number of cashews as well, right? So are we planning to procure anything from Cambodia? Are we procuring currently? कुछ खरीद रहे हैं हम वहाँ से?
नहीं, Cambodia से हम नहीं ले रहे जी. Cambodia crop is very different in terms of the nuts, and all the majority of the crop goes to Vietnam, and some is processed in Cambodia itself. So that is a different type of nut, and which is consumed in different markets other than India. So
Yeah, we can go ahead. Sir.
So, our business model is a fully integrated business model, which starts with African sourcing, processing, grading, packaging, B2B distribution, and B2C retail. We control every stage, right from procurement of nuts to delivering finished cashew kernels. A quick summary of our processing flow. We procure raw cashew nuts and store raw cashew nuts, followed by cleaning, cooking, and sizing. These nuts then move through a combination of machine shelling and manual scooping, ensuring precision. The shelled kernels are dried in Burma, humidity controlled, peeled, sorted, graded, and tested for moisture before final packaging. The facility is fully automated to maximize the recovery of whole kernels while maintaining high hygiene and food safety.
आयुष जी, जब हम मशीन के बारे में बात करें तो थोड़ा सर हर एक मशीन का क्या यूज रहेगा वो थोड़ा सा बता सकते हैं?
Sure. So the first machine that you see on your left hand side, that is the main. These are the shelling lines, which basically separate the cashew shell from the kernel. This
तो सर
is
पहले हम कैश्यू को पहले हम ड्राई करेंगे, हीट ट्रीटमेंट देंगे, बाद में उसको डीशेल करेंगे कि पहले हम डीशेल करते हैं फिर उसको हम ड्राई करते हैं?
पहले हम उसको कुक करते हैं स्टीमर्स के अंदर. वी पास इट थ्रू स्टीम so that the nut becomes a little soft. Once it is softened, it goes through shelling where the nut is cut. Once the nut is cut, then it goes into Burma dryers where the moisture is brought down to a certain level.
आप एक मशीन का अप्रोक्सीमेट कॉस्ट एंड सोर्सिंग बता सकते हैं कि कहाँ से साथ के साथ कि कहाँ से सोर्स कर रहे हैं?
हाँ जी. So this one line of shelling line is about $95,000, and we source them from Vietnam. This is a cashew size grader. So this is nanopix. It is sourced from India, Karnataka. So this is about 30 lakh rupees. These are silos where the material is kept and cooled. Then these are different types of color sorters. So this one is the latest AI enabled color sorter. This is about 1 crore. It comes from China. Then all these are Indian. This one is also China, and this one is Indian. The one on the left, the Spark DCM, is Indian, and the one on the right is from China.
So और यहाँ पे हमें बीच में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस में मैनुअल इंटरवेंशन कहाँ पे लगता है सर?
So there are two places. One is after shelling. There are some little kernels which are left. but that is extremely low now. Earlier, it used to be very, very high. The major manual intervention goes into manual peeling. After the cashew goes into peeling, where the skin is removed from the kernel, there is about 15 to 20% of kernels which are left unpeeled, or they have partial skin on them. So they are removed manually by hand after that.
सो एक बार हमने कैश्यू को प्रोसेस कर दिया, उसके बाद जो उसके वेस्ट को हम यूज करते हैं,
जी,
उसके लिए
हम
मशीन्स
so we don't use them. We sell it to we don't do the value addition yet. So we sell it to people who are then using it for different purposes.
सो फॉर एग्जांपल आपने कैश्यू नट का रॉ मटेरियल 100 रुपीज का लिया, तो उसका वेस्ट सेम केजी का कितने में चला जाता है वेस्ट?
सो जो वेस्ट होता है, जो कैश्यू शेल्स हैं, उसका प्राइस अभी करीबन 8.5 to 9 रुपीज पर केजी है, एंड कैश्यू हस्क इज अबाउट 35 रुपीज अ केजी.
तो लाइक 30% जो आपका रॉ मटेरियल है दैट यू रिकवर एज अ वेस्ट.
No. This is per kg. So
Per kg of
shells,
the product.
you're talking about revenue. Revenue is about 6 to 7%.
ओके.
Byproducts.
आयुष भाई, थोड़े कुछ सवाल रॉ मटेरियल पे कुछ आ रहे हैं जो मैं आई वुड लाइक टू टेक इट राइट नाउ. फर्स्ट वन इज फ्रॉम निखिल जी. हाउ इज रॉ मटेरियल प्राइसेस करंटली? कितना फ्लक्चुएट होता है हमारे मार्जिन्स पे, इसका कितना असर होता है? कुछ हम फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करके रखते हैं हमारी प्राइसेस के लिए?
So, it is a commodity. After all, so prices definitely fluctuate for this commodity. So what we have usually seen is, as if there is any fluctuation in the raw material prices, so that give the impact of that, effect of that, I would rather say, is seen in the finished product prices also in the due course. So there is always a lag which is happening the other way. So if you are buying on a regular basis and you are selling on a regular basis, so that is the only way to keep yourself in a good average and safeguard yourself from any high fluctuations in the market.
सर, दूसरा ये सवाल है कि आर वी सेम निखिल भाई का ही सवाल है, आर वी hedging our purchase against currency fluctuations?
So currency fluctuations, not yet, because so now we are seeing the US dollar and INR. There is a lot of fluctuation which recently has started happening into the currency. Earlier, there was a fluctuation, but not so aggressive fluctuations. So we were, so that fluctuations we were already, calculating in our cost. But if the currency is being like this, so we definitely need to set up a hedging mechanism for the same.
Mohit Jangir ji, who is also a very big, on a Twitter community, उन्होंने एक सवाल ये पूछा है कि हमारा जो प्रोक्योरमेंट होता है मैक्सिमम हमारी ग्रुप कंपनी है या हमारी सब्सिडरीज है, which is Pajson Global DMCC and Pajson International FZ CEO. थोड़ा तो हम वहां से क्यों खरीद रहे हैं, क्या बेनिफिट मिल रहा है आपको, उसकी वजह से बता सकते हैं?
So they are not subsidiary companies. They are a group company. So as I mentioned, I am into raw cashew trading business from last 15 years. So this is the company formed in UAE, and I am the UBO of that company. So since 2012, I've been trading into raw cashew trading business, and I've been procuring from African countries, and I've been supplying to processors in India and Vietnam. So there is a good experience and a good network which has been created already. So that is how Pajson Agro is able to source raw cashew nuts at a right quality, at a right price, and the right time through that network which has already been established by me.
Okay. But then, sir, how does let's say our LC will work? The LC will be given by our Indian entity to the Dubai entity, and then again Dubai entity again gives another LC to our African suppliers?
No.
Or how what if we do it directly from India? Why do we need an entity in the middle to do this? Can we
Uh,
help increase the margin by 1 or 2% if we do this?
Yes, we can definitely increase the margins, but for that, yeah, we need the cash flow and to send the advance to the African suppliers to buy the raw cashew nuts. So because I'm already in the trade, so this UA entities are buying on advance basis with the African suppliers. So they have the setup in African countries of their own, and they have been buying from the Africans on advance basis. So that is the Indian entity does not have that kind of capability and the cash flow required to do that. So hence, so the dependency is more on it. But slowly and gradually, if you will see in FY26, we have changed a lot, and we have been able to develop certain suppliers which are independently working and have been supplying to Pajson Agro India Limited. So slowly and gradually, we are trying to build that up also.
So this Dubai entity, I assume that they buy in a very bulk. They buy for many players.
Yes, yes.
So, sir, we have a video. I think after this manufacturing machine के बाद थोड़ा video देख लेते हैं. I'll just bring that to the stage. Yeah.
Is undergoing rapid transformation, driven by rising consumer demand, expanding modern retail formats, and an increasing focus on hygiene, quality consistency, and efficient supply chain management. Within this fast evolving landscape, cashew stands out as one of the most premium and valued commodities globally, requiring specialized processing systems, advanced technology, and disciplined sourcing from origin to market. Each stage from raw nut procurement to final grading and packaging demands precision, expertise, and strict adherence to global quality standards. Pajson Agro India Limited operates within this environment as a trusted cashew processing organization dedicated to delivering high-quality cashew kernels to domestic and international customers. The company follows a fully integrated operating model that synchronizes procurement, processing, grading, packaging, and distribution, ensuring reliability, uniformity, and food safety across every batch of production. The company's processing activities are carried out in a modern, automated facility, meticulously designed to maintain hygiene, reduce manual handling, and ensure operational accuracy. The streamlined workflow includes steaming, shelling, drying, peeling, roasting, grading, and final packaging, supported by advanced equipment engineered to preserve natural taste, texture, and nutritional integrity. Automation and process monitoring allow Pajson Agro to deliver consistent quality, meeting expectations across varied customer segments. Pajson offers a wide portfolio of cashew kernel grades, available in both bulk commercial packs and consumer-ready packaging formats. In addition to cashew products, the company markets a diversified dry fruit range under its brand, Royal Mewa, strengthening its presence across the premium packaged food market and catering to evolving lifestyle and health-oriented consumption trends. The company's distribution network services a broad market base including wholesalers, retailers, supermarkets, food processing companies, mandis, traders, and export clients. Reliable logistics planning, disciplined order management, and continuous quality tracking support seamless delivery to multiple Indian states, as well as key global destinations. Raw cashew nuts are sourced from leading cashew growing regions across Africa, ensuring stable year-round supply, diversified procurement exposure, and strong price risk control. Byproducts such as cashew shells and husk are utilized for agricultural and industrial applications, reinforcing Pajson's commitment to sustainability and complete resource utilization. Pajson Agro India Limited is guided by an experienced and visionary leadership team comprising Mr. Aayush Jain, Chairman and Managing Director, Mrs. Anjali Jain, Whole-Time Director, Mr. Pulkit Jain, Non-Executive Non-Independent Director. Their combined expertise spans agro-processing, commodity sourcing, manufacturing systems, quality control, and market development, supported by a dedicated and skilled workforce across production, engineering, packaging, and supply chain operations, driven by quality, innovation, and ethical practices. Pajson Agro India Limited is strengthening its global cashew value chain presence, delivering premium products through disciplined operations and sustainable sourcing. Pajson Agro India Limited, shaping a future where quality, efficiency, and responsible sourcing define market leadership.
So, आयुष जी एंड पुलकित जी, एक क्वेश्चन ये आता है सर, जो हमारा ड्राइंग यूनिट है या इवन जो स्टीम वाला जो यूनिट है, वो अभी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से पावर हम कर रहे हैं, और आर वी यूजिंग सम लेट्स से बायोफ्यूल्स टू पावर दिस, एंड इज देयर अ कंस्ट्रेंट ऑन आवर ड्राइंग कैपेसिटी की एक बार हम शुरू करते हैं तो हमें कम से कम 24 घंटे तक चलाना पड़ता है, या 4 दिन तक चलाना पड़ता है, because it reaches a particular specific temperature, तो हम फटाफट बंद नहीं कर सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा अगर कुछ धंधे के बारे में थोड़ी कुछ क्रिटिकल कहाँ पे कंस्ट्रेंट्स है वो थोड़ा समझा सके तो सर।
Sure, sure. So, in terms of our drying capacities or our cooking capacities, we have the number of machines that are required to process, our current capacity is there. So, there is no shortfall on that front. And if we want to add more capacities, that can definitely happen. In terms of, taking time to reach to a particular level, so the plant is completely run by VRVs, and that automatically control the amount of steam that is going in, the amount of energy that is required. So all of that is controlled. These they run on electricity, and we have a boiler which powers the steam. So over there we are using wood briquettes to power that.
ओके, क्योंकि आई नोटिस इन द वीडियो कि हमने अभी तक कुछ सोलर पैनल्स नहीं लगाए हैं, तो कुछ आगे चल के प्लान है
Yeah,
हमारी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की कॉस्ट
definitely.
रिड्यूस करने का, और इवन
Yeah,
अपना बायो फुटप्रिंट कम करने के लिए।
definitely. That is on the cards. We are exploring. We are talking to a few people, few consultants who will help us, get this thing in the future.
ओके, या वी कैन गो अहेड सर।
Okay. So, in terms of our product portfolio, we offer the entire spectrum of cashew grades. So, cashew is divided into wholes and pieces. So, wholes grade, we have W180, W240, W320, W400, along with SW, SSW, and PKW grades, which is primarily used in premium snacking, gift packs and festive boxes, retail consumption, sweets and namkeen. Pieces grades like JH, LWP, JK, SWP, also which are technical names for 2 piece, 4 piece, 8 piece, 16 piece, are widely used for biscuit and bakery manufacturers, ice cream manufacturers, namkeen and snack companies, confectionery and dessert makers, plus the Horeca segment.
और जो सर ये नंबर है प्रोडक्ट के पीछे, सो इज दिस लेट्स से 1 केजी के अंदर कितने पीस हो गए रफली, इज दैट द
It is
रीजन
one,
बिहाइंड द नंबर?
1 pound. 1 pound में कितने nuts हैं? So W180 means 1 pound में 180 nuts हैं.
और सर कितना, मतलब अगर रेवेन्यू अगर हम इसको एट्रीब्यूट करना चाहते हैं अक्रॉस द प्रोडक्ट्स, तो होल कैश्यूज में से कितनी अपनी रेवेन्यू आ रही है वर्सेस दी लेट्स से स्प्लिट वंस, एंड द जो टुकड़ा बोलते हैं काजू टुकड़ा से कितनी आ रही है?
So, in terms of revenue, our revenue from wholes would be close to 80%. In terms of quantity, it is 70%, and in terms of value, it is 80%.
और सर जो रिजेक्ट होता है वो कहाँ पे, डू वी जस्ट डिस्कार्ड देम, डू वी गिव दिस एज अ पेट फूड में, या कैटल फीड
जी,
में जाता है?
वो एनिमल फीड में जाता है. There are specific buyers for that grade who then buy it and they mix it in animal feed, and it goes from there.
सर देयर आर फ्यू कंपनीज वो जो शेल्स रहते हैं उसमें से कुछ ऑयल निकालते
जी,
हैं, हाँ,
जी.
कुछ ऐसा कुछ कर रहे हैं?
So no, we don't do it in the current plant. In the new facility that we are setting up, so we have space over there for that. So once we put up the facility, we scale the operations. Then that is stage 2 from there for us.
Okay. There was one question on the on the products जो निखिल जी ने पूछा हुआ है. Are we also targeting flavor or fried cashew in the new capex?
Yeah, so new capex is primarily for setting up the new facility. For flavor and fried, we have a small facility in Delhi where we are doing the trials, and we'll definitely launch them in future.
Yes, sir, we can go ahead.
Okay. So we have a strong pan-India B2B distribution with 71 wholesalers and distributors across major consumption markets such as Delhi, UP, Andhra, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and several others. Some of our well-known institutional customer base include retail and food companies such as Reliance Retail, More Retail, Haldiram, Bikanerwala, Natraj, and Farmway. On the B2C front, Royal Mewa is our premium offering of premium cashew kernels. The brand is available on leading e-commerce platforms such as Amazon, JioMart, Snapdeal. We are also building offline, distribution for the same.
So आयुषी, एक सवाल कस्टमर्स में अगर हम टॉप 10 कस्टमर देखते हैं तो roughly 50 to 60% of the revenue comes from just 10 guys, right? तो थोड़ा सा कस्टमर कंसंट्रेशन का एक रिस्क रहता है, तो वो किस तरह से आप एंड दिस आई एम अज्यूमिंग ये जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रहेंगे कोई लॉन्ग टर्म कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं होंगे आपके साथ उनके, तो आप इसको किस तरह से इस चैलेंज को मिटिगेट कर रहे हैं?
So I feel there are only two things which can mitigate this risk. One is your quality, and second is your. So once if you are achieving this, plus you have scale. Now the customers that we have are large customers. We are not even fulfilling 10% of their total requirement. So they are in constant need of large suppliers, large processors such as us, who they can have continuous business with. And if, as I mentioned, if we are supplying regular qualities with regular consistency, so then the business the business goes on, as we have also seen this in our revenue.
और सर हमने मतलब हम 2021 से ये इस बिजनेस में है, तो सर हमने ब्रांडेड प्रोडक्ट में हम पहले क्यों नहीं गए? हमारा रेवेन्यू बहुत ही कम आ रहा है, हार्डली अब 1%. इवन वाइट लेवल प्रोडक्ट्स में भी हमारा रेवेन्यू बहुत ही कम है. तो ये हमने पहले क्यों नहीं किया, अभी हम क्यों कर रहे हैं सर? थोड़ा रीजन बिजनेस का समझा सकते
हैं? Yeah, so basically once we set up the manufacturing facility, to build on volumes, we B2B was the segment. Plus we also feel B2B is a much more profitable segment than B2C. B2C it takes its own time to build on the brand and get the sales. So initially, in order we were very focused on our ramping up our processing capacities, and for that we had to set up our distribution, B2B distribution channel. Once we had set up that thing and we stabilized our operations on that front, then we thought of getting into B2C.
And sir, why not any other products? Because if I look at the RHP, till 2014 तक हमने कुछ भी almond, pistachio, goji berry, walnut sweet, raisins, we didn't do anything. Yeah, we have recently started all of this in last 1 or 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So क्यों सर इतना, मतलब why is it so difficult to initiate this 2 years earlier or 3 years earlier? Yeah.
So each nut is a very different subject in its own. So cashew is a completely different edible nut when it is compared to almonds or pistachios or walnuts. So with our thing was with Pulkit's experience, we wanted to get into cashew and we wanted to get into cashew processing. The processing for all other nuts is very simple. It is more of a trading thing rather than a processing thing. So we were in terms of on the B2B front, we were very focused on cashew. In B2C, definitely we wanted to expand our product basket for our consumers. If we go only with cashews, we'll be limited in terms of the market or in terms of the market reach. So that is where we have started now getting into different products so that we can, on the B2C front, we can increase our market reach.
Which, since we are on this particular slide, there are a few questions. In retail, are you selling W240 or W320? Is one question.
So no, we don't sell it in retail. We sell it only in our consumer packs online. W320s and 240s go to B2B.
Okay. Sorry. Then we'll take this much. How much average rating for products on online platform?
So our rating is more than is above 4 on the platforms.
Okay. But again, हमारा जो रॉयल मेवा से अभी रेवेन्यू कंट्रीब्यूशन इज लेस देन 1%, करेक्ट?
Yeah.
So it doesn't, it's not
Yes,
gonna,
so
I think it's not gonna
we
have too much of impact actually, but good to
no
see.
no, but definitely in the H1, our revenue has grown to about 4.5%. So we are definitely focusing on it, and we will grow it in few times to come.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead, sir. Finance पे बहुत सारे question है, तो wanna take also those questions from the audience. So yeah.
Sure. So our current processing facility in Ankavalli, Andhra Pradesh, has an installed capacity of 18,000 tons per annum. It's a fully automated facility with all global certifications. In
सर
terms of
यहाँ पे फैसिलिटी में डू वी गेट एनी काइंड ऑफ सब्सिडीज, जो हमने अभी जो नया हमने किया 2023 में, न्यू मशीन्स दैट वी गॉट, आर वी गेटिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ सब्सिडीज फ्रॉम स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा?
not at the moment, but we hear that there are some things in the pipeline, so we are still waiting.
Okay. But for the new capex, I think we will get something once we set up a new plant, right?
Yes, definitely. So in terms of capacity utilization, we have consistently expanded our processing capability while maintaining high utilization. We have scaled from 8,000 metric tons in FY23 to 18,000 metric tons in FY26. Even as we scale, utilization across the years have remained above 85%, highlighting the demand for our product and our ability to ramp up quickly.
और सर हम कितनी शिफ्ट में रन करते हैं हमारी फैक्ट्री?
So we have two shifts. One is 6 to 2 and the second is 2 to 10.
And our boilers and dryers, we switch it off, after the shift.
No, they run 24 hours.
Okay. So finance, we have a lot of questions. So let me start from the beginning itself. Okay. All right. So there are few questions on the receivables, which I'll take later on. Okay, so this question from Nikhil ji: why there is a fluctuation in cost of goods sold in FY26 compared to FY25? So I'm assuming he's talking about September numbers, yeah, not the full year.
So yes, let me explain you. So if you know, so there is, if we talk about the COGS, so the fluctuation in COGS is primarily, if we compare year-on-year basis, as we are comparing this COGS to the revenue part of it. So what has happened on year-to-year basis as we have improved yields, so our revenue in comparison has increased. Though if the price per kg of the kernel remains the same, so but because of our yield improvements, so that revenue is increasing year-on-year basis, which so now we see that we achieve the highest yields. That is how you see that these fluctuation in COGS.
Okay.
How much raw material fluctuations happen generally? Like, what is the
So the raw material fluctuation all depends on season to season, that how it is happening. So if you see, so there is not always a season where the prices are either always going up and always going down. So during the season, sometimes the prices are going up, sometimes it comes down. So on an average to average basis, the fluctuation is happening. But whatever the fluctuation is happening in the raw material prices, the impact also happens in the sales prices on the side as well. So we see both the sides, moving up and down with an average.
Okay. Next question is that do we trade finished products as well? If yes, what are the margins between manufacturing versus trading?
No, we are
और
not
क्या
trading.
पसंद रहेगा अगर,
We are not trading into finished products.
Okay. रोहित खन्ना जी का सवाल है कि how do we protect margins during sharp fluctuation?
So when we talk about the fluctuations, as I mentioned, so one is the fluctuations coming into the raw material prices. So the best way to manage that is that you are buying very disciplined buying method during through the season. So it should be like if the season starts from a month and so you are buying throughout the season and averaging your price rather than participating at smaller intervals during the season.
निकेत ओके जी का सवाल है कि देर इज अ राइज इन रियलाइजेशन पर केजी फ्रॉम 120 रुपीज पर केजी टू 180 रुपीज फ्रॉम 2023 टू फॉरवर्ड। तो ये पहले तो पूरा समझाइए सर कि ये क्यों हुआ, कैसे हुआ और ये सस्टेनेबल है कि नहीं है।
So this realization is mostly, it comprises of two components. One is the change in the commodity prices, and one is a higher realization, which I mentioned we got from the higher yields. So the higher yields, one are definitely sustainable, and the other than that, the commodity prices. So it is the commodity prices. So if the prices comes down, so we see our purchase also coming down, and if the prices that moves further, we will see our purchases also higher.
ओके, बैलेंस शीट पे कुछ सवाल है जो मैं बाद में लेना चाहूंगा कि थोड़ा सा ओके, कैपेसिटी एक्सपेंशन हमारा सर कितना होगा और कब होगा, कब अपना नया जो प्लांट हम डालना चाहते हैं वो कब लाइव होगा, थोड़ा बता सकते हैं इसके बारे में?
So our new capacity that is coming up is about 35,000 metric tons. We should be doing trials by September or October of 2026 and should come into commercial production by November or December. So we will see some revenues from that capacity coming into in FY27. And then from there on, we will scale it between FY28 and we look at 85 to 90% in FY29.
Okay, all right.
So why is taking so much of time for capex? So you have to purchase the land, or the land is already available?
No, so land has already been purchased. No, capex will happen in FY26 itself. I'm talking about the capacity ramp up.
Okay. So it will be, so currently, what's the capacity at the moment?
Currently, it is 18,000 and we have more than 85% utilization rate. With the new one is 35,000. So total capacity would be about 53,000 tons.
And this flavored cashew nut that you're doing, that's you're doing in the business of Pajson, right? That will be the part of the Pajson.
Yes, yes.
And what would be the capex for it?
Not too much, I think about it's about 1 crore to 2 crores.
And any revenue expectation from that?
Revenue expectations, it is too early for us to comment on that.
Okay.
So हमने राजेश जी का ये सवाल ऑलरेडी कवर कर लिया है। हमने रियलाइजेशन पर केजी का भी सवाल विव जी हमने करेक्ट ऑलरेडी कर दिया है। थोड़ा सा ओके सर, लेट्स गो फॉरवर्ड टू द टू द बैलेंस शीट। वहां पे कुछ रिसीवेबल्स इन्वेंटरी पे कुछ सवाल है।
Ayush, can you scroll down?
Sorry.
या बैलेंस शीट पे सर अगर देखते हैं सवाल या तो सहराजा जी का एक सवाल है कि लो रिसीवेबल अगेंस्ट रेवेन्यू इन FY25 एंड मिनिमल पेबल्स, या थोड़ा सा इसके हिसाब से अगर क्यों है ऐसा समझा सकते हैं सर?
So I will tell you, our business model is very simple when we talk about our sales. So if you will see our sales in FY25 was mostly to the wholesalers and all, where our payment terms are very clear. Most of them we are getting advance from them, and some of them then we are getting at the delivery. So our receivable days, hence in FY25 was about 6 days, because of this reason. But as we are moving forward, and in September 26, if we will see our so receivables are going little high because we are targeting more and more institutions also. So we will see the change in the numbers. And then when you talk about the payables, as we mentioned that mostly, we are getting 60 days of credit from our suppliers. So that gives us a good boost to manage our cash flow cycle. So that is why usually we have the minimum uh, payable. So as we get the credit, so then we are immediately able to rotate that, because we are immediately able to do the production, make our finished goods, and collect our receivables. Hence, we are able to pay fast to our creditors.
But sir, यहाँ पे अगर if I want to compare, let's say last year, H1 25 versus H1 26, अगर मैं वो देखता हूँ, तो हमने full year में we did close to 180 crore of revenue, right? और हमने
Right.
सितंबर तक हमने 110 111 करोड़ का कुछ तो हमने रेवेन्यू किया हुआ है, राइट? बट उस कंपैरिजन में अगर मैं रिसीवेबल देखता हूँ तो सर मेरे रिसीवेबल्स हैव इंक्रीज्ड लाइक 6 times compared to my revenue increase between whatever I can assume, right? तो सर suddenly how did वो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि ऐसा क्या हो गया in 6 months that our receivable increased so much versus our revenue, yeah. तो जो रेशियो है ना सर, वो रेशियो नहीं बैठ रहा है बस. That's the
Sure, definitely. I will. So basically, what happened in the March of 2025, we had shut down our plant for capacity expansion in the March of this year, 2025. So during that time, there was no processing which was happening, and majority of the material was sold, and the payments were collected. Post, our plant started in April of 2026, wherein our focus with higher capacities, our focus is now on institutions. Whereas last year, if you see, majority of our revenue came from wholesalers. So with the institutions, there are payment timelines which are there, which is generally ranging from about 7 to 30 days. So that is why our receivables in the H1 have increased.
तो वो अगर आप प्रपोर्शन देखेंगे तो
so-
proportionate इसलिए नहीं मिलेगा आपको because of the business model and the events which have happened. So one event is that March पूरा we were shut down because of the capacity expansion. So उस time पे in FY25 at the March closing, so definitely everything, the stock was also down, the receivables was also down, and then from April 25 to now, as we have more institutions, तो इसलिए वो receivables बढ़े हैं. So that is how the change in the business model, and the March we were not operating. तो इसलिए वो proportion में आपको नहीं.
And sir, same question on the inventory as well, right? Our inventory also increased significantly in H1
Yeah.
versus अगर मैं full year का भी देखता हूँ सर, तो उसका भी रीजन मुझे अगर आप एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं तो.
Yeah.
उसके भी two simple reasons हैं. One is this is a business model itself, and you will see this always in the business model, that one is when we close March, so during that time we are lowest on our inventory levels. Why? Because the new crop is coming, and the arrivals of the new crop starts coming from April or May. So you will see in the first 2 or 3 months of our operations, like April, May, and June. So we are operating mostly on hand-to-mouth basis. We don't have any inventory levels over there. But as we move and progress towards the following months, so we see, the September, August, September, October are our peak inventory days. So always, if you will see the H1, will always have the highest inventory levels. And also FY25, as we mentioned, that 1 month we were closed, so we were we already in a business model, we are low on inventory levels, but because of a shutdown of plant, we were lowest.
And sir, हमारा H1 versus H2 क्या split रहता है usually revenues में?
So H2 is about 10% higher than H1. on a usual basis.
Okay, all right. सर मार्जिन्स के बारे में थोड़ा बात करना चाहेंगे कि सी अगर मैं लेट्स से इफ आई कंपेयर अवर सेल्स टू आलिया कमोडिटी, आलिया का ऑपरेटिव मार्जिन अभी 5% का आया है। कृषिवाल का बात करें तो सर कृषिवाल हैज ऑलरेडी दे स्टार्टेड विद आइसक्रीम बिजनेस एज वेल, सो उनका मार्जिन 9% है। प्रोस्पेक्ट समहाउ एंजॉयज अ मच हायर मार्जिन, मे बी बिकॉज दे आर हेवीली इनटू द B2C सेगमेंट, so they have close to 13% operating margin. हमारा operating margin is the highest among all of these guys, which where being in a B2B segment, जहाँ पे मतलब वो अपने लिए मतलब इतना मार्जिन क्यों अपने लिए टेबल पे छोड़ रहे हैं, हमारे जो कस्टमर है वो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है सर ये चीज, मतलब
नहीं, आपको मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ। इसमें अगर आप एलिया कमोडिटीज की बात करें, प्योरली इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द एलिया कमोडिटीज, एज ही इज द क्लोजेस्ट पीयर कंपैरिजन वी हैव, तो अगर आप उसका ऑपरेटिंग मार्जिन ओनली फ्रॉम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एक्टिविटीज अगर देखेंगे टोटल उसकी आप बैलेंस शीट में, तो ही इज डूइंग ट्रेडिंग आल्सो. So but if you will and there is a split available, if you will see separately the margins from the manufacturing activities, the operating margins, so you will see we are in comparison with Elia. It is not that we are at a very big difference from Elia at all. So as I mentioned earlier also, the companies and processors, who are only doing cashew and who are only doing cashew processing with the latest technology in place and right sourcing, they will enjoy the similar margins.
एक चीज आपका ये इन्वेंट्री डेज लास्ट 3 इयर्स में लाइक 23 से लेके 113 से लेके इट्स बिकम अराउंड 30, राइट? सेम आल्सो विद द डेज पेबल्स, तीनों में दोनों में काफी काफी आपने इंप्रूव किया है, तो ये like how you managed to do that, like what the steps
Sorry,
you take?
किस में again आप if you can
So inventory days and payable days में आपका काफी last 3 years में they decreased a lot, right? From 100 plus to they become 30, and so what steps you taken for that, for inventory for reducing
For
the
inventory days, inventory days has fallen primarily because, as we mentioned, in FY25, closure of FY25, we were on the lowest of our inventory levels. That is why compared to last year, they dropped. But currently in H1, because we are in September, as mentioned, we are on the highest level. So that is why the thing. The trade payables decreased primarily, because the whole business model changed, and the efficiencies and the profitability that came in, that it helped us achieve this number.
Why the depreciation is why the depreciation remains same for last 3 years? It's just 1 CR. I see it's remained same, even though you have a quite good gross block, and that too particularly plant machinery is quite huge. So why inventory days? Depreciation was 1 CR for last 3 years.
No, because I think that you can see is because we have been investing back into the machinery. So so that depreciation also counting into the place. So it could be calculated on all that basis.
सर थोड़ा सा मार्जिन को अगर थोड़ा सा डाइसेक्ट करना चाहेंगे, सो वी सी अ जंप हैपनिंग ऑन मार्जिन ईयर ऑन ईयर, तो हमने क्या क्या किया सर कि मार्जिन इस तरह से बढ़ गए, और हम ये पहले क्यों नहीं कर सकते थे सर? अगर हमें सब ये चीज करने पे अगर मार्जिन इतना बढ़ सकता था, तो व्हाई डिडंट वी डू दैट व्हाट वी डिड इन 25, व्हाई डिडंट वी डू दैट इन 24?
No, I will explain you what all are the main reasons. So if we see FY23, so definitely that was our major first year of our operations. We were operating, so our main focus was stabilizing the company, and so that's what we did over there. And then in November 23, as we were able to stabilize, so that is where we started changing and investing back into the new technology and the machines. So as we did that, you will see we had some years of operations in FY24 with the new machines. So that is why our margins started increasing. And then from FY24 to FY25, we enjoyed the full year with the new machineries. Plus, we expanded our capacity over there from FY24 to FY25. So these two reasons. So when we expanded our capacity, so our fixed cost was the same, which was there in FY24 and FY23. So and our revenues and the production increased from 23 to 25. So that gave us a significant reduction, in percentage terms, and that was like we saw about 3.5% direct impact in our margins from that fixed cost itself. And as I mentioned, in 23 and 24, our whole recovery was about 53%, and in FY25 we enjoyed the full year with 73% of holes. So all these reasons that direct impact in the margins from 23 to 24 to 25. Now you will see from 25 to further going. So we are going to stabilize our margins. But as we ramp up further, we that is why we see these sustainable margins in place.
Okay. Let's see if we have missed any of the questions. So, Sarah ji, I think we have covered this point. Low receivable of 4 crore. This is also we have covered.
हमारा कैपिटल सबसे ज्यादा स्टक किस में होता है, इन्वेंट्री में या फिर रिसीवेबल्स में? सबसे ज्यादा कैपिटल हमारा स्टक होने के क्या वो रहते हैं?
Capital
Inventory.
ओके.
सर, ये एक सवाल का जो राजेश जी ने मेंशन किया है कि हाउ मच जो हमारे ट्रेड रिसीवेबल में है उसमें कितना डाउटफुल डेटर्स रहेंगे हमारे एज ऑफ नाउ, जो हमने सितंबर में फाइल किया है, क्योंकि नंबर ऑफ डेटर इज आल्सो वेरी हाई देयर. तो थोड़ा उसके हिसाब से बता सकते हैं एजिंग एनालिसिस रफली क्या रहेगा?
So, we don't have any bad debts out of the roughly the receivables that are there. Hardly 10% of it is more than 25 days, and that is also to large institutional customers. So that will come in due course. Barring that, rest 90% is below 25 days. So we are well within control, and we don't have any bad debts.
ओके. एक ये सवाल है, इफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग मार्जिन इज 5 to 6%, व्हाट मेक्स एडिशनल मार्जिन? आई थिंक दिस क्वेश्चन माइट नॉट बी करेक्ट, बट आई वुड गिव यू अ चांस टू correct the questions or the answer. Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, there is no fixed standard, that manufacturing margin would be 5 to 6%. So it is, the kind of trade you are in, and what kind of value chain and the supply chain you control of that entire industry, you with the additional margins.
Okay. Do our procurement model differ from the competition? Let's say Alia does. I'm assuming they are also procuring mostly from West Africa as well, right? Is there any difference compared to us versus them?
Yes, definitely. Our procurement model and the efficiencies of procurement and the network of procurement is different than any of our competitors in India, because there are no competitors, processors in India like Pajson. Pajson has been sourcing from Africa, like I've been doing this for many years, and because of that strength, Pajson Agro is enjoying a good quality also. So that is how we are very different from any other competitors. If I would just like to highlight that most of the companies in India who are buying, they buy from the companies like Pajson, their raw material.
चिंतन जी, ये प्रोडक्शन गाइडेंस का या टारगेट का बॉलपार्क नंबर जान सकते हैं इनसे?
Sir, forward-looking statement. We don't want them to ask those questions, to be honest. Okay.
But so company target about like production कितना target कर रहे हैं FY26 के लिए?
So FY26 is
we will
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
we-
okay.
so we will be utilizing about 80 to 85% of our capacity.
Okay.
But sir, ये 85% से हम can we go to 95% as well? कि वो उसके लिए फिर मुझे हमें third shift लगानी पड़ेगी सर.
No, so we will hover between 85 to 90% because this factors in the maintenance days, the regional and national holidays that are there, and any other local factors might be there. That might be there.
Okay.
तो जैसे मैं अभी आपका ना import data देख रहा था, तो you imported up huge in May, so like you have very staggered, so in last few couple of months you have huge import, so like it's just coincidence or you have like something ramp up happening. So you have a huge import in,
as we mentioned, the import starts coming in from May onwards. So that is why you see our first import start coming from there, and that is how we start building our inventories from May to September. So those months where there are always high imports.
And after September, then your imports will be
they will drop.
We will drop significantly, and then some imports is going to happen in December, January or so.
And so that's the trend the business follow.
Yes,
that's the trend.
Perfect.
So, sir, we are now almost at the end. So, from the remaining slide, whichever you want to cover, let's do that, and then we talk about the, issue proceeds. So, over to you.
Yeah. So,
So quickly we can go through Aayush, our core competencies and strength, and then coming down, to the investment rationale.
Yeah. So, some of our core competencies are a strategically located modern processing facility in Andhra Pradesh, integrated value chain from sourcing to retail, a wide B2B network with marquee clients, strong sourcing capabilities, a scalable and expanding consumer brand, and experienced promoters with complementary skills. So, in terms of the issue proceeds, we are offering 63 lakh 9,600 equity shares of face value 10 each. The rationale behind this investment is that we want to set up a second processing facility. This expansion will add to the top line through higher capacities and new markets. It will economies of scale and operational efficiencies will strengthen our bottom lines. Location chosen has operational and logistical advantages. This area also has readily available workforce, which will help us scale operations from day one. The new facility is 140 kilometers from our current facility, which strengthens resilience against local disruptions while enabling efficient resource sharing and operational synergies. We are at an exciting point, and this IPO will help us unlock next phase of our growth. So, thank you very much.
So, guys, the issue, the merchant banker is Smart Horizon. पहले उनका श्रेणी के नाम से था, और last, this year onwards, they have started bringing the IPO under Smart Horizon. The IRPR partner is Kiran, and the issue is closing on Monday. So, hope you guys had enough information to decide on your own. Just want to again reiterate the disclaimer, guys, that this is an educational platform. This is not apply or avoid a decision that we are telling you what to do. आपको अपने हिसाब से decision लेना है. अगर आपको आयुष जी और पुलकित जी की बात अच्छी लगे, कंपनी में आपको लगे कि there is a growth possible from here onwards, please आप उसको अच्छे से consider कीजिएगा. Call is yours. Ayush bhai, Pulkit ji, if you guys want to give any kind of parting message, to the prospective investor, please, floor is yours, and then we can end the call here.
I would just like to say thank you all for participating. and we are here at a very exciting journey of our growth, and we make sure that we deliver to what we commit, and we look forward from here. Thank you.
एंड सर, अगर कोई इन्वेस्टर अगर आपकी फैक्ट्री विजिट करना चाहता है, आपको दिल्ली में मिलना चाहता है, तो आई विल रिक्वेस्ट देम टू प्लीज रीच आउट टू मी on any of the platform, and I can pass on the request. So
Sure.
best of luck, Pulkit ji, Ayush ji, for
Thank you.
this. And guys, please do subscribe Nikesh ji और मेरे Twitter, YouTube channel को subscribe कीजिएगा. आपका प्यार और support ऐसे मिलता रहेगा तो definitely it will give us lot of strength to do and bring out such more interview with you guys in the future, sir. Yeah. So everybody, wish you a beautiful evening and happy weekend. Yeah. Bye everyone.
Bye everyone.
Thank you.